Hi everyone, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel, The Budgeting Wife, where we talk about budgeting tips to help you feel confident in your ability to balance life and money. Today I'm doing an October 2019 budget report showing you all the income that we brought in this month and how we allocated every dollar of that in our monthly budget. But before we get into the video, I also want to let you know that the budget template I will be using in Excel is one that you can get yourself on my Etsy shop for $5, so I will have a link to that in the description box below if you're interested in picking up this budget template. So without further ado, here's how October went. I guess I should also start by saying I've been like congested and have this like cough and all this like gunk hanging out, so I feel very like short of breath. I think that a lot of it is just pregnancy related. If you didn't know, I am pregnant. I'm due in May, and so I'm getting through the first trimester, almost to the end of it, so please excuse me if I'm trying to take a deep breath or am coughing through this budget update. So first thing, we have income, and I have Jacob's income and my income individually blocked out, and that is just for privacy, but I do show you side hustle income, and that is for my business here of The Budgeting Wife and everything that I do on YouTube and Instagram and my blog, all of that. So I budgeted to bring home $2,330 this month, and I actually brought home $2,420, which is great. So it was a little bit more than what I was expecting. We also had some additional other income, and these were just like small little rebates that we ended up receiving. One of them was we just recently bought a house and we had like a little bit of a closing credit that they accidentally overcharged us, so they gave us like a check back for a little bit of amount. So $20 is what we got extra. So our grand total that we brought in was $7,784.30. So we use a zero-based budget, which means that all of our income equals all of our expenses, so the difference at the bottom should be zero. So now I'm going to show you how we allocated $7,780 this month. So all of our normal expenses, the first three line items that I have here are all giving. Jacob and I are Christians and we believe in tithing, giving to our church and other organizations. So these are the things that we give to, but I have that blocked out again for privacy. Now the next thing that we have is rent. So like I said, we recently bought a house, and we bought a house in September, but the way that everything works with closing and prepaids is that our mortgage payment doesn't actually start till November 1st. So the month of October, we actually still had to pay rent for our apartment because our lease is up at the end of October, so it would have been more expensive for us to break the lease rather than just pay an extra month of rent even though we weren't living there. So that's what this $1,455 was. We then had to pay out our apartment utilities. The way that our apartment utilities worked is they would bill us 2 months after the month ended, so we'd pay for like July's utilities in September. So we were just a couple months behind. So when we moved out, they charged us a cleaning fee for the apartment, which is unfortunate because we kept that place spick and span, and then they also charged us for those extra utilities for the month of September. While we were still living there, we wouldn't have paid till November. We did have to put a security deposit down when we leased that apartment initially, but our deposit was only $99, so it was very inexpensive, so we were able to use that as a credit against these additional charges. But all that being said, we ended up having to pay $264. I wasn't sure exactly when they'd bill us, so obviously I budgeted for less than what I was expecting. Water and sewer, so this is for our new house. We moved in September 15th is when we got the keys, so all of these utility bills are what we got for just being in the house for a couple weeks. And at that point, we weren't even fully moved in yet. This is just when we had the keys. We didn't actually move in until the end of September. So we spent $51.24 for water. Natural gas, this is our heat, was $4.97. We didn't really have to use the heat in September. Trash service is $35.64 each month. And then electric, we spent $49.68 within those 2 weeks of September. Then we had internet. They charged us an additional fee to move our internet from our old apartment to the new one. So it'll normally be $40, but this month it ended up being about $56. Then we have phones. My phone actually went down in cost for the month because I am one of those people that like I finance my phone each month, and so the payments for this 20-month pay period that I had for my iPhone 8 had just ended, and so I wasn't paying for my device payment anymore. So the $77 is for Jacob's phone for the financing and the cost for his monthly service for the phone, and just the cost for the monthly service for mine was $77, so that was less than what we were planning on. Whew, out of breath. We'll be okay. Car insurance is $160.13, and that's for 2 of our cars. And that also covers our like valuable property insurance and all of that. Life insurance, this is something that's new for us in our budget. We, as soon as we moved, we knew that we wanted to take out a life insurance policy now that we were homeowners. We're also expectant parents, and so that's just really important for us to have. And so we signed up for life insurance through our insurance company, which is USAA. And so we had to pay like a fee to get all signed up. So the payment hasn't actually started for life insurance, but I can tell you that we each took out a $500,000 policy on each of us, and it will be about $20 a month per person. So very affordable for term life insurance, 25-year policy. But this was just the initial fee, which was about $60 for the both of us to get on life insurance. Next, we have groceries, and like I said, I am pregnant, and this first trimester I have had a little bit of cravings, but just a lot of aversions. And so when we go to the grocery store, it's kind of like whatever I feel like I can eat, we just need to get. And so we normally spend $250 at the grocery store, and this month we spent $328, which was even more than I budgeted, just because I will see something at the store and be like, okay, yeah, that sounds good, I can do that. And so we'll just impulse purchase rather than doing a lot of meal planning, which is unfortunate because I felt like we haven't actually bought a lot of stuff, but it's been most of those like impulse purchases, which really goes to show you like having an actual meal plan really does help save money. I did a video on how we're able to keep our grocery costs low, and it's normally a lot lower than this, but again, these circumstances of being pregnant. Anyway, you can check out that video with the card here up above. So I've just been trying to eat whatever I can at this first trimester. I've had a lot of like aversions, no like throwing up or anything, but just not interested in a lot of food, not a big appetite. We also increased our eating out budget this month. We normally keep that at $75, but with me being pregnant, there's been some things that I'll like be like, okay, like actually this restaurant sounds good, like that sounds like food I can eat. So we increased that to $150, and we only spent $83.35. We went out a couple times, some of it like takeout. So that's been a little bit of increase. I guess that helped offset the fact that we spent so much on groceries this month too. Next we have is gas, and Jake and I were talking about this last night, but we always budget and spend right around $150 for gas each month. And this month we spent $241, which is insane. That means that we filled up both of our cars 3 times this month. We normally have to do it twice. So I was like, Jacob, I'm frustrated that we're so over on gas, and we honestly are more homebodies ourselves, and so we don't spend a lot on gas because we're like, oh, we'll just stay home. And Jacob's like, I feel like it's good that we spent more money on gas. That means that we like went and did things and we like hung out with people. I was like, okay, that's true, that's true. So we were a little more like adventurous this month. I don't know, I didn't even know that we went too many places, but we've just been going over to friends' houses, and we went to like Topgolf with friends and like doing more things. So that's why our gas budget, that's why we spent a little bit more on gas this month. Next we have is a Roth IRA. So we put $200 a month into a Roth IRA. And then the next thing is Jacob's birthday. So Jacob's birthday was October 3rd. I plan to put $50 into a like birthday celebration category, and you'll see his like birthday gift here later. But that was basically to go out to eat to like wherever he wanted to go. So that week, I remember I was feeling so sick. I was so nauseous. I was 6 or 7 weeks pregnant at the time, and I just felt so nasty. I think I was 6 weeks. And Jacob just really wanted to go get Thai food takeout, which was cute, but I was just not feeling it at all. So basically we ordered him some pad thai, and I got like some salad rolls. So it was $15.20 for Jacob's birthday dinner. Okay, household. You guys, this is where the budget gets really bad. There's a lot of things that were not so great this month. Household, we spent $377.99 on household. There's just been a lot of things as we are getting moved into this house that I honestly wasn't expecting, and just realizing there's some things that we need to spend money on right now, some things we don't, and we're trying to hold off on those. But for the things that we need to spend money on, I realized that we just need to do it. So we spent like crazy this month, it feels like, on household, and I don't want to make this a habit, but I also realized we need to get a few things as we're getting moved in. So these were just a few things that we got. We also have a house maintenance category. So this is like more household supplies that we had to like stock up on and get some things for, and then you'll see the house maintenance down below. So that was not super great this month. Fun, we spent $40 on fun this month. We normally don't spend very much, but this month we went to Topgolf with our friends, so that was a fun outing that we got to have, and so we put all of those expenses to the fun category. Then we have miscellaneous, so this is other random things that we bought. I bought a couple gifts for other people, things like that, and that just got lumped in here, so that was way over as well, $242 instead of $100. So overall, we spent on regular expenses $672 more than we had expected, which then does impact our financial goals, and that's why I was really frustrated this month with overspending so much, because we're really trying to get some financial goals done, especially as we're preparing for baby. But I do understand that these are just expenses that we kind of needed, and I just need to be better about budgeting for if we're going to be expecting them anyway. So now to move into our savings items, which is the really fun part, because these are like the financial goals that we're working on. Right now we're working on beefing up our emergency fund. So when we were in our apartment, we had about 5 months of expenses saved up in an emergency fund, but now that we're in a house, it's more expensive. And since we're also expecting a baby, I just want to have that emergency fund really increased. So my plan is to be around like 7 months of expenses in an emergency fund with our house, which means about $25,000. So we're trying to beef that up as soon as possible. We will definitely be done, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, by the time that baby gets here. So this month, we are planning on putting 34, 36, because this is where all the extra goes, but because we overspent so much on other things, we ended up only putting $2,887. So our balance now is $12,887 in the emergency fund. Next, we have Jacob. Jacob gets normally $100 of personal spending money each month that he can decide to spend whatever he wants on. And since it was his birthday, he was like, I just want extra money to my fund so I can like save up and get something that I want. And I was like, okay, I know that's kind of lame, but that was honestly what he wanted. So this month he got $150, and then he spent $201. So his ending balance now for his fund, he has $162 about. I also got $100 in personal spending money each month, and this month I spent $237. I bought a plant for our living room from Target, and it was like 130 bucks. I bought that took that out of my personal fund instead of like the household fund, because it honestly wasn't a necessity for our household, and I will have Jacob and I use our personal funds if it's something that one of us wants but the other one doesn't. And so Jacob was like, I don't care to have a plant, and so I was like, okay, I do, so I will spend my own money on that. So that's what I spent on, and some other things as well. And so my balance is $316. Next, we have extra giving, and so we put $50 a month into an extra giving fund, which allows us to say yes to giving opportunities when they come up. So that fund now has $218 in it about, which is great as we're heading into the Christmas season. We have a few ideas of how we want to be spending this money in extra ways this Christmas time. Okay, vacation. We normally save $300 a month for vacation, but since we're trying to beef up that emergency fund, we're putting a pause on vacation savings, especially as we're like having a baby coming up. We don't really have anything like in the works of where we're wanting to go for vacation. So we're not putting anything into the vacation fund right now, which is kind of sad. Okay, Christmas. We put $20 a month into the Christmas fund, and this allows us to have all the money set aside in December for us to go Christmas shopping. And so that fund now has $200 in it, and we're going to start purchasing some things in November. So we already have some money set aside. Now that we are moved into our house, we want to get Christmas lights to decorate our house. So those are things that will also come out of our Christmas fund. Now the next thing that we have is car maintenance for $75 each month we put into car maintenance fund. And I needed new tires for my car, so we spent $342 on new tires, and our fund now has $121 in it. And then lastly, house maintenance. We spent $435 on house maintenance this month, and our fund now has a negative $194. So next month I'm putting money into it because I don't like my funds to go negative. We had to buy a lawnmower. Our yard is actually really small, so we just got like a push mower. We had to get some other things like light bulbs, and I know that $435 is a lot of money, but we spent it on like household maintenance items. So being a homeowner is definitely expensive. It can definitely be expensive. So we are realizing that, and hopefully these are just like one-time startup things that we need for this house. and I'm gonna put a little bit of money into it for coming months so that I'm not in the same situation going forward. But I'm also trying to really limit, like, what do we truly need right now and what can we hold off with until we're done with the emergency fund, because that is the super high priority right now. Okay, so down here is our zero balance. So all of our income equals all of our expenses, which means that we have a zero-based budget and our budget is complete for the month. So the other thing that I want to show you guys is our net worth update, and I enjoy showing this to you because now that we are debt-free, getting to see our net worth increase substantially kind of through the months is really encouraging. I remember when we started out and we had a negative net worth of $80,000, which is overwhelming, and I was like, we're never gonna, you know, get out of that. And that was 4 years ago, and here we are almost at, spoiler alert, almost $100,000 in our net worth. So here's how the breakdown happened. We have a 401k, a 403b, and a Roth IRA that we put in total, $831.50 into. So the balance here for our ending balance for all of our investments this month is $36,443. And that had an increase of almost $2,000. And the gain, so this is just the market gain, what the market grew from this, was $11.58. So this was pretty great for the market for this month. And as you can see, here's our percentage of growth. So we grew 3.36% of just market growth. Now we have our house. And so our house value, I'm just tracking it with Zillow. It went up $854. So our house is now worth $429. And we also have cash savings. Now that we have all the cash in the bank, we have $13,700 in the bank. We have an HSA, a health savings account, and this is to cover medical expenses. Jacob has a high deductible health plan at work, so it gets paired with an HSA, and we plan to use all of this for my labor and delivery costs for having a baby. I am doing a video coming up on how we are financially planning for this baby, so definitely stay tuned for that video coming out. Okay, cars. Our car value went down $158. You know, it is what it is. And jewelry, we have about $6,000 in jewelry. So our total assets is $500,823. And our only liability, since we are consumer debt free, is our mortgage, which the balance is $406,600, which means that our net worth is $94,223. My goal was for us to be at $100,000 by the end of this year, and it looks like we're gonna hit that, which will be really exciting. So this month our net worth grew by $4,740. So that is my budget and net worth update for the month of October. If you enjoyed it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, if you're wanting to start a budget, then check out my Etsy shop in the description box, link down below, so you can get this budget template for $5. And let me know in the comments below, how was your month of October? What was something that you did really well in your budget, or something that did not turn out super well? And I will look forward to seeing you guys in that next video. Bye.
I've been dreaming so much lately about your face when you're smiling. It's the only thing that saves me. Hey, I don't